It is no longer dungeon time. Hi there. Pat, Pat. We can eat the delicious Goron special crop megaton hammers. Anyway, this would be a really good story to tell someday. I'm throwing shade at a friend of mine for no adequately explained reason, nor will I provide context at the Goron special crop joke. Anyway, yeah, more Ganon is evil, and Ganon, just wanted to do a murder in order to obtain power to rule the world of the 0 people is gonna be living in it because Ganon did a murder. Ganondorf's motivation here makes 0 sense. He's trying to, like, break their spirits and starve them out to give up the Goron's, like, the Goron Ruby. But what if they just, like, chose to die? Okay, cool. Like, eventually Ganon is just gonna have a completely lifeless world ruling over nothing. And his plan is to control the world and rule the world and reshape it in his image or whatever. But, like, you know, if the stated goal was to destroy the world, then fine, this would all make sense, but, you know, anyway, we have a stone. You do not know what he means by Kyodai. Anyway, we're actually gonna take the Goron's advice and go up a mountain. After we escape Goron Hog City. Link, a small child who's very well aware of the spinal damage he's about to suffer. Anyway, none of those guys are actually real. So very first thing we're gonna do, because I'm not gonna walk down this mountain later, we're gonna do this. We're gonna drop a bomb. We're gonna murder a guy. I'm gonna need bombs again in like a second. I'm not gonna need those though. Can I reach you with a stick? Probably. Eat. Okay. I'll be able to reach it with the thing from the next dungeon a lot easier and also infinite, but that's gonna be some time I don't have. Anyway, really tense music because Hyrule Field is dynamic. That was genuinely a really cool thing back in the day because not a lot of games, if any, I'm pretty sure other games did it, but like, I don't think Ocarina of Time was the first to like do dynamic music, but it sure was one of the first anyway. Yeah, this guy still exists and is gonna blow himself up for reasons we don't fully understand. Cool. I'm pretty sure this is just cash or something though. That's a decent amount of cash. This is why I wanted the wallet, the adult wallet, because I wanted to be sure. So we're gonna drop some bombs and see if my aim is any decent. Okay. Oh, I guess don't roll off of that ledge, because otherwise gravity doesn't exist. There we go. The game doesn't really, this game specifically doesn't like Link rolling off of jumps. Like, things mess up when you do that. So anyway, will this work? Sure does. This is what the game wants you to do, to stop and use your shield. The problem is it wants you to stop and do it like 5 or 6 times, and I don't want to. But those rocks do a full heart of damage, so, yeah, that's a thing. Okay, cool, so we're doing that to do this. I'll inevitably get more slingshot bullets eventually. But for right now, that is not the case. So we're gonna go see our first of 6 Great Fairies. I'm gonna preface this with a spoiler right... Oop. Okay, there we go. We caught ourselves. With a spoiler right now that I'm not going to make any jokes about said Great Fairy's physical appearance. That has been done to death. They share a model with Ganondorf or something. But that is not my place to make a funny. It is not why I'm here. I think the Great Fairies on design are supposed to invoke a feeling of creepiness. What with like the laughter and stuff. But I never really got that vibe. Like I just some uncanny valley. Maybe chalk it up to the N64 just being all polygonal and stuff. That sound, however, I will comment on, it is burned into my nightmares. Like, why have such a creepy laugh for someone who is bestowing upon me gifts of a magical nature? And by gifts of a magical nature, I mean quite literally. Magic. Oh wait, no, this is the secret technique of the spin attack. It's the spin attack thing that gives us magic. Okay. Anyway, this unlocks magic for us, which means our spin attack now has like a wider AoE or something. But also it like gives us the access to the magics. And then we're told to go to the Great Fairy in the castle. Which we're gonna do eventually, but like not right this second. Because quite frankly, we don't need it right this second. Now I'm gonna go jump into a volcano because this will be fun. Hold on, Mr. Owl. I'll come back and drop in a volcano here in a second. Hey, this is Death Mountain crater. This is the inside of the volcano. And being the inside of a volcano, it's very hot. We can't stay here long. But we can stay here long enough to do a cool thing. Oh, whoa. A piece of heart, and then we're gonna backflip into a volcano. We're gonna backflip into a volcano. I could climb out probably really easily. I don't need to. This is faster, and therefore I like it better as a strat. Anyway, this is the one of two beneficial uses of the owl. One, he's not talking to us. Two, we can just like take this guy down the mountain, so we don't have to walk all that way. We get a nice view, though. Honestly, we get more of this music with this moving through stuff POV, which the game did really well. Also, we're on a roof. I could grab another heart piece right now. Actually, I may as well. If I miss it, though. Okay, cool. This is how you're intended to get this, but I'm going to show off another way way later. Because it's another heart, and I have no reason not to. So you may have noticed also, from like several episodes ago, I have long since stopped using the stopped doing the mask thing. That is because I physically can't, I don't think, unless this is like this version of the game lets me. Like in every version of the game I've ever played, you physically can't do this until you've like beaten the next couple of dungeons. And it's a very odd choice, but it is what it is. Here we are. So instead I'm just gonna make it nighttime, and throw most of my money on gambling. Yeah, I can throw like all of my money on gambling because there's something else I want to do in Goron City, Goron Village, Goron Town, Goron Capital. Earn me 4,000 gold per day, whereas Goron City would only earn me 2,000 gold per day. And I bought a citadel on day 7, so I'm gonna have like extra monsters. I'm gonna want that capital like as soon as possible. so I can afford getting ahead on the numbers game, because Heroes 3 is about blitzing. Hey, that was all worth a shot. So this is what the spin attack looks like. You can charge it. Also, the first time you pick this up, hey, it's magic. You didn't know what it was. Okay, cool. So now magic can just drop from like pots and stuff. And I now have a reason to check bushes and the like. So that's pretty fun. But I want to go to Goron City for a thing real quick before I cut this part off. Not that I do outros or anything anymore. Not for this project. This project is all about just me and some gameplay from like echoing things I did 10 years ago. Now, once upon a time, it could have been said and argued, hey, why don't you just do a Link Between Worlds? And if I had a way to like reliably capture 3DS footage, I probably would do a Link Between Worlds as the echo to this. But this is more classic. Honestly, if I hadn't done Link's Awakening, that would have been perfect. Dove, just do the Switch version. Yeah, I kind of wish I had back then, didn't I? But this is where we are now. So, yeah, that's a thing. Let's go up to the city, and I can show off a cool thing that actually doesn't really get me a whole lot, but is a cool thing, and therefore I'm gonna do it. How many bombs do I have? 17 is enough. Actually, the slingshot I don't need. The slingshot I definitively do not need. So the first of which are 2 boxes and a Skulltula. I lied. The first off of which is this big rolling guy we've observed a couple of times. It's like right around the corner, isn't he? Yep. Oh cool, you actually stopped. Alright, yeah. If you try to do this with a bomb flower, he just yells at you, but now we have a big bomb bag. So that's pretty cool. So second off, we're going to take a stick and not talk to the cool plush rug carpet or whatever. We're gonna light some torches. We're gonna light some torches. Hey, look, it's still lit. Cool. Yep, and yeah, there we go. So now we're spinning, and that vase is spinning. It also no longer has a lid, so that's pretty cool. Also, this pot always has a stick in it, in case you need like a refill of exactly 1 stick. There we go, that should be the piece of heart. Yeah, that's the piece of heart. Definitively. There's no way it isn't. Yeah. Also some cash to make up for some of this, like, graveyard spendings. Now, I'm gonna open another thing that technically I could have done before Dodongo's Cavern. And when I was a kid playing this a lot, I typically would, because I would, like, wander around a lot and procrastinate doing dungeons for reasons I didn't understand. So we're just gonna do that. You could do this with normal bombs, but, like, after playing Zarya Song, you can open up this shortcut. I think technically you can... No, because if you have Zelda's Lullaby, so you can go get the torch puzzle going. You might be able to get the heart piece. You can light these torches and go drop those bomb flowers to get a shortcut to get Zarya's Song, so you don't have to, like, walk all the way back. Of course, saving and quitting is also a valid option in that regard. But lastly, actually, a decent cash pile over here. Let's go ahead and get 2 boxes that are just checks in the randomizer, thus putting value on this place a little bit, and a Skulltula, of which, again, I only need 30, but I'll have more than enough just playing the game casually. So if I'm feeling cheeky, I'll just, like, lob bombs up like that into the crowd. I blew up something. Yeah, cool, I just... You know, that worked out. I only wasted 1 bomb. Only 1 bomb waste. Chrono Trigger future chest noise. $50! Wow, I didn't realize the cash was that good. This one also $50. It is also $50. Alright, I can't power crouch step because I don't have the correct shield. Let's fix that forever. Until way later in the game. Cool. There's another box over there we're not going to be able to get for a while. In Rando, I typically wait until I have the hammer or Big Lifty in order to actually check these, because then I'm getting 3 for 1. But I don't get the Skulltula because it's not there as an adult for some reason. Anyway, just in the interest of proving I'm not lying and also wrapping up this episode in a cohesive manner. Okay, so disclaimer, I know this isn't a hole I can blow up with a bomb. I'm gonna blow up a hole with a bomb here anyway, because I don't care what video games say is possible. And this is all for petty cash. Don't mind me. It's all for cash. Suddenly I need money. And that was an okay way of going about it. Anyway, we're gonna do a little bit of shopping. I'm gonna show off a couple of things. Actually, no, I'm not. I don't need to. Never mind. Right, I can accumulate all of that shared wealth later on in my life. That is fine and dandy. But we are gonna leave this mountain now. Could I have just, like, gone up the mountain, taken the owl back down? But yeah, I could have. But why? So I never really went over the ins and outs of Kakariko Village here. There's a place. There's another place. There's the pots that have money. Here's a bird. That is Metal Gear Solid 3. That's the House of Mouse. Here's another bird. This place doesn't matter. That place will be something someday, and behind that is Anju from Majora's Mask. I'm glad I could acquaint you all with Kakariko Village once and for all. Please commit all of this to memory. It will be on the final exam. But until then... it's not, so we're just gonna leave. So we're just, like, gonna move on, because I'm not gonna have a whole lot of creative liberty and freedom for a little while. There's stuff I could do back in the market town. But that's a level of gambling I'm not ready to commit to until the start of a video, where it can be revealed that I've dropped a bajillion save states beforehand to get the desired result. Now, why don't I do that with the graveyard gamble? I don't know, actually. So first off, there's an owl. Let's get this absolute annoyance out of the way. Wow, there's a river here. By the way, you know that song you've literally needed to use to progress the game to get to this point? That song will do things. You didn't know that, even though you literally had to use it that way to progress the game to this point because we said you didn't. Okay, bye. This stops being a thing relatively soon. Cool. We're gonna get more slingshot bullets. I mean, these patches of grass suddenly have like a lot of value to them. And the reason they have a lot of value to them is because they're basically ammo refill. So while this is going on, probably not gonna reach, but hey. I didn't think so. Gonna jump attack, gonna do this. Gonna do that. Get this. Isn't that lovely? So first off, Bean Guy. So this is sequential 1 to 10 times 10. We're just gonna buy like 3 of these. How about some beans? They're not that popular yet. Yeah, he increases the price by 10. You don't need to buy all 10 of them. I'm gonna go ahead and buy one more. I think I only need 2 if I'm being honest, but let's buy 3 or let's buy 4 anyway. Cool. There's also something else I'm gonna skip here because I can't do it until after the next dungeon anyway. We'll not fully complete it. This is Zora's River. There's a lot of Octoroks that just jump and shoot like they're Mega Man or something like that. Jump and shoot. Isn't that neat? Cool. There's a piece of heart over there. I'm gonna like largely ignore its existence. Cool. We're gonna take this chicken for a ride though. In Rando, I would absolutely go for that piece of heart right now because it would actually not be a piece of heart. It would be something else entirely. By Dane of being a randomizer. That was bizarre. I'm gonna take the safe way then. So while a chicken is hopping, it is still grabbable. When it starts running, it is no longer grabbable until it stops running, and it'll just run in the opposite direction of wherever you are, and that's the end of it. Another fun fact about these guys, when they're in water, they fly away like that. So, this, I believe, is a fairy fountain. This is just an open grotto with some petty cash. But in the randomizer, it's a check, so I want to come up here. It's also probably how the developers intend for you to get that first piece of heart that I passed up. $20. But more importantly, we have another chicken. There's a cool trick I could show off to skip having to play Zelda's Lullaby, and in fact in Randomizer I do it quite often. I'm probably not going to bother because there's a Skulltula out here I want to get. Even though I'll be back here after this next dungeon anyway, I'm trying to fill time in order to make this video's length feel about right. But I will show off, I will try the trick once, and if I fail, I fail. But I'm not actually going to go in here without playing ZL. But, yeah. You can take a chicken as Child Link, go all the way here, and you just kind of like can get in that way without playing Zelda's Lullaby. Doing this in a randomizer is extremely out of logic, and there is no reason to do it. Cool, I have to play the Song of Songs here. Just to make this guy appear. So I guess in theory there's nothing stopping you from using that chicken trick to get here with bombs, not finish Dodongo's Cavern and go to this dungeon and get a thing first. There's no reason to do it. Quite literally, none at all. But it's very much a thing. Very much a thing, so in we go. This is Zora's domain. This is a little different. So the very, very, very first thing we're gonna do is go up to the very top of this place. And, the very first thing we're gonna do is go play diving minigame. But we're gonna make a small cash profit. It's gonna be super neat. Here's King Fluffybutt, as I affectionately refer to him. We'll be dealing with him momentarily. For now, let's play diving minigame. Very nice skippable text. Thank you, actually. Genuinely unironically. In Randomizer, this is very often not a worthwhile place to check. There are 2 checks as a child. Anyway. There are 2 checks as a child. 1 is an adult. And you need Zelda's Lullaby to, in logic, get him. So even if you, like, have a glitch, unless you have, like, glitchless logic, or glitched logic, or whatever. Which is valid, I guess. This place is, like, if you don't get Zelda's Lullaby really early, this place is, like, no value to it. Because the logic is like, oh, well, they didn't get Zelda's Lullaby for, like, a really long time. So, you know what, there's probably not actually gonna be anything here. I've had light arrows be here with the late Zelda's Lullaby logic before. But, yeah, aside that, it was just a thing. Cool. So, give me a diving instrument. Swan dive. We need this to progress the video game in vanilla. Probably not with like a bunch of glitches. Technically, you don't need any item because you can just wrong warp to the credits or whatever. But I'm not doing that. Instead, I'm gonna take a stick out. And we're gonna take some fire on a ride. This is gonna be fun. So yeah, diving minigame, that is 1 check. This is the other, assuming I can do it in 1 here. Now, can I do it in 1? Probably, I do this all the time. But also, I have bunny hood normally. There we go. But Dove, you might be wondering, you have the bunny hood right now. Yes, but it is the Ocarina of Time bunny hood. It is not the Majora's Mask bunny hood, as exists in the randomizer. That is an important distinction. Now we're gonna light this box on fire, swing my sword to put out my stick, and then we're gonna open this for a piece of heart. I think this is our 3rd to the next container, so if I had gotten any of the stuff on the rivers, would have been fine. But I don't need that many hearts. Anyway, let's go for a dive. Let's play diving game part 2. Now that we can dive for longer, we can take this warp. That we, oops, technically don't need to take. There's literally no reason to go down the river all the way across the field to get here normally. This is Lake Hylia, and we don't get a cool intro for this place yet, but I'm gonna fix that relatively soon as I go for slingshot bullets and bombs and money and cash and prizes. It's an empty bottle. Wait, it's not empty. It's got a letter in it. That's nice. So, I could go fishing right now. That's a lot of time investment for, like, a piece of heart, though. It would technically give me 8 hearts before the next dungeon, which I guess is cool, but I'm not really about that life. Not really. Yeah, so Lake Hylia is a good place casually to, like, restock on ammos, bombs, and slingshot bullets, and magic, and some petty cash, I guess. Not a terrible way to heal either. I want to see if it stays nighttime after I clear it. I don't think the next dungeon has any kind of, like, thing going on. Okay. So now I'm like about as refilled as I'm gonna get. Magic is full, sticks are full-ish, bombs are full. Not that I need most of this stuff, but I wanted to anyway, so I don't have to worry about it too much later. The money is equally less important. I said I was gonna go out and hit the thing. I lied. I am straight up told a fabrication on the internet. I am the first person to ever pull this off successfully. So anyway, we're back in the Zora town. Now let's take our allegedly empty bottle and show it to King Fluffy Butt. I'm sure this will go just fine. Anyway, yeah, the game kind of forces you to have a bottle because you absolutely, positively need to use a bottle for a specific purpose to unlock the next dungeon. Despite the fact that the game makes it relatively easy to have 2 bottles before this, the game is going to actually just like make sure. On the bright side, we're going to have an extra bottle. Here's the letter. It's from the princess, the other princess, the princess of water, the fish princess. The fish-cess, if you will. I was very articulate in pronouncing that word because I know people are going to misconstrue if I just say it really fast and keep on my merry way of conversationalizing. Anyway, enjoy this cutscene. Take it respectfully.
Mweep. 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 Mweep.
30 seconds. That is a 30-second animation that the game decided to, you know, this was necessary. A lot of people hold this as their favorite game, and I don't argue that. A lot of people say this was the best Zelda. And to that I say, Mweep, for 30 seconds consecutively. Anyway, now we have a fish. This is actually important. We need this in order to beat the game. If we don't bottle that fish right now, we literally can't beat the game. I'm being very serious right now. This is my serious face. Can you see how serious I am? Now that we've gone through like 4 loops of Zora's Domain, though, I think it's time we move on. Now we move on. That was also equally very vital to our success.